I swear I can still hear the whispers. The night I stayed at Hinterkaifeck was one I will never forget. My name is Jacob, and I was a drifter back then, wandering Bavaria, taking odd jobs to survive. When I came across the secluded farm, the Gruber family offered me a warm meal and a place to sleep in exchange for some work. It was too good to pass up. The farm was unnervingly quiet, nestled deep in the woods. The trees leaned in like they were eavesdropping, and the wind carried an unnatural chill. As I worked that day, I noticed strange things. The barn door creaked open when no one touched it, and faint footprints led from the woods to the house, but never returned. The Grubers were uneasy too, glancing at the windows and whispering when they thought I wasn't listening. That night I slept in the barn loft. The animals below stirred restlessly, their sounds unnerving in the stillness. I awoke to faint, deliberate footsteps on the frozen ground outside. Peering through the cracks in the wood, I saw nothing, just shadows and snow. But the footsteps didn't stop. They moved closer, circling the barn. Then I heard it, the unmistakable scrape of metal against wood. Someone was sharpening a blade. My heart thundered as I crawled silently to the farthest corner of the loft. Suddenly, the barn door creaked open. A figure stepped inside, holding a lantern. The light swayed, casting jagged shadows on the walls. I couldn't see the person's face under their wide-brimmed hat, but their movements were slow and methodical, like they had all the time in the world. They examined the tools hanging on the wall, finally picking up a heavy axe. My blood ran cold. The figure didn't leave the barn. Instead, they stood there, waiting. The animals grew silent as if they, too, were holding their breath. Minutes stretched into an eternity before the lantern was extinguished. Darkness swallowed everything. Then came the screams. From the house, a woman's shriek pierced the night, followed by muffled cries. I wanted to run, to escape into the forest, but my body refused to move. When dawn finally broke, I forced myself to leave the barn. The silence was suffocating. I approached the house cautiously, my hands trembling. The kitchen door was slightly ajar, creaking in the wind. Inside, it was worse than I could have imagined. Blood smeared the walls and pooled on the floor. The Grubers lay lifeless, their faces twisted in terror. The axe lay discarded in the corner, its blade stained red. I didn't stay to investigate. I ran, stumbling through the woods, not stopping until I reached the nearest village. When I told the locals what I had seen, their faces went pale. They muttered about Hinterkaifeck being cursed, about the family hearing footsteps in their attic long before that night. No one ever found the killer, and sometimes late at night I still hear those footsteps outside my window, circling, waiting.
The Hinterkaifeck Murders, 1922, a family living on a remote German farm was murdered with a mattock. Strange occurrences, such as footsteps in the attic and missing keys, were reported before the killings. The case remains one of Germany's most chilling unsolved mysteries.